the purpose of the presentation today is to update you on the safety plans. Safety plans, they have to be updated and submitted to the Department of Education every 2 years. And unfortunately, right now, they did not allow me to submit one plan for the entire district.
Miss
They do request
Miss
safety.
Reyes,
Yes.
I think we need to call it to order first, and then
Oh,
we'll get.
yes.
You hadn't
Please
seen
do
my
so.
names on the agenda, right? I mean,
Yes, I
I'm
did
calling
send the
order. It's at
agenda.
4, so everybody's here, but Trevor's still trying to log on. I think that's Dusty, right? Or is that Trevor? I think that's Dusty.
So this is Dusty.
Yeah, Trevor's still trying to get on. So I just need the agenda is on your phone. It's the presentation of this safety plan. We just need a motion to approve, which we'll have to take a vote when we're done. So,
Okay.
do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make the motion.
Okay,
I'll second.
moved and seconded. We'll have to do so. Dusty, we'll have to call a roll call vote. So, Dusty, how do
Yes.
you vote? Yes,
Yes.
and then Jennifer.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. The agenda's been approved. We don't need to do a consent motion. There's nothing to approve. Now you can continue, Miss Reyes. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure we were.
My apologies. I jumped the gun, and I was just hoping and like, okay, I'm going to try to get them out of here as soon as possible. So once again, the purpose of the presentation is to present an updated safety plan for the all campuses. So actually, I tried to only do one safety plan for the entire district, being that I think, in my opinion, I think we are a micro district, but they don't see us as a micro district, so they still see us as a individual schools, because although they are, where the proximity is very near, we still have to. They consider us individual schools. So with that said, I had to do one for each school. The first one was the hardest one. After that, basically just changing some of the names and pretty much everything, just kind of remained the same. So the safety plan has to be updated yearly. However, we do have to submit it to the Department of Education every 2 years, and this is a complete plan. I am hoping that in 2 years we will be able to do just one, since we will be in a combination school. So hopefully, everybody will be in the same building, and they will allow us to do just one. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to review the components and some of the updates. And basically, what we need to do is we need to demonstrate compliance with the requirements, and of course, request the approval from the Board of Education. So basically, what the safety plan does is it ensures that the safety of all the students, staff, and of course, our parents or community, and it provides a consistent emergency response. Um, in the plan, it includes procedures. We have to have maps, contacts, training. We have to have training, like, for example, active shooter training. We have to have CPR, AED, etc. And then, again, this has to be updated annually. So this document, and I really can't, what I'm going to do is I'm going to print out a copy. I cannot share this via email. So what I will do is I will print out a copy for the members of the board so that you will be able to have access to this. But basically, the document right here is just a quick reference guide, and it defines the roles and responsibilities, who has the responsibility to do, like, for example, the incident commander, the who is supposed to do, like, the media consultant, etc. So, and it has step-by-step emergency procedures, with which it includes campus maps. Um, it has the campus information. It provides daily schedules, the enrollment data, and then some of the updates for this school year. And I'll show you briefly in just a little bit, what it entails. Um, the campus maps and the floor plans, and I'll show you that in just a minute. We have to have like evacuation routes, reunification plans, the fire extinguishers, the AED locations, all of the access points. Um, we need to have emergency contacts such as the law enforcement, the fire marshal, EMS, the who are the district and the campus administrators, crisis partners. So we have to have resources from the community as well. Of course, we have to use resources from Artesia and Roswell. Um, and then also based on the staff that we currently have, who is trained in CPR, CPI, first aid certifications, who has like crisis management training. And then, of course, there's the safety team assignments. And we need to make sure that we train the staff. Um, we have, for example, prevention programs, like PBIS, Capturing Kids' Hearts, um, SEL and mental health support. So if we have a student who needs mental health, we need to make sure that we have those resources. We need to have bullying prevention trainings. We need to have a bullying prevention say, plan in place, and we already have that. We are getting ready to implement the Stop It reporting system. It's after the Sandy Hook, this actually became in place, and it's an application where the students can report anything. And we already have something in place, but basically it's just kind of like a Google form document where the students, if they need to report something, they can do so. However, right now it's not anonymous. Having this reporting system, it's called Stop It. It will be it's anonymous, and we never know who did it. It could be people from the community can report this. People from, the students can report anything. If they see bullying, if, anything whatever they want to report, that they can report it. So tomorrow, as a matter of fact, because we are barely getting this, I have a meeting with my administration team, and then we have the initial call with the company Stop It. It is at no cost to the district. Basically, NMEPSIA actually pays for this, and they are paying for all of the New Mexico schools to have this program in place. And I think we definitely need to be on board and be able to provide this. Once we have the administrators trained, then we will definitely train the staff. I'm hoping like January the 5th, and then be able to roll it out to the students. And I think this is something that it's going to be beneficial for everybody. This is an application that it's being monitored by it's a monitoring company. And then, of course, we get the notifications if there's a student going through mental health, etc. And so we get all the responses for that too. And then again, the emergency plan has response protocols for fire evacuation. What happens, what do you do if there's a shelter in place, lockdowns, medical emergencies, severe weather, which that kind of happens here quite a bit. And then we have recovery procedures like the reunification plans, counseling supports, parent communication, incident documentation. Um, then we are also required to have our required drills. We have to have like 4 to 8 fire drills in the within the school year. We have to have an evacuation. We have 2 of them actually, a soft evacuation, and then we have a full evacuation where our students will actually go to the community center. So the safety plan, actually, I have to have maps and how the kids get there. We have to have lockdown drills, and then other combined drills. We can have tornado drills. There's other people that have earthquake drills, and it seems like here we probably need to start having the earthquake drills. And then of course we have to have the documentation for all of that. um, Let me see what else. And then again, this has to be done for both the actually the elementary, middle school, high school. And then I am going to share a little bit. I guess I'm only going to share a little bit because it is, you know, quite a bit. So again, there's a total of 70, like 79 pages. So basically what it starts here, it's just showing us how to use the document. And then let me go to the first one. So for example, this one is the high school. So I have to have an introduction for the high school, like Hagerman High School. It's located at 406 North Cambridge, in Hagerman, New Mexico, serves approximately 120 students in grades 9 through 12. As part of a small rural school district, the school benefits from a close-knit community, strong family engagement, and culture in which relationships and student-centered learning are central to daily practice. The campus sits on 2.27 acres. And then it says here, that the current enrollment is approximately 120 students, supported by a dedicated team consisting of 10 teachers, 3 assistants, 1 administrator, 1 student support staff member, 1 office support staff member, 3 maintenance, and 1 custodial staff, 1 school nurse, 1 counselor, and 4 cafeteria staff. And then these are the members from the team. So we have teachers, we have the SRO, we have our transportation director, we have the finance, special ed, the IT. And then here's we have to have an aerial view of the campus map. And then also the map of this is the map of the high school. It needs to include like all the shutoffs for gas, water, electrical, etc. And then of course, like emergency medical service. So we need to make sure that we have all of this in place. Now, this is the one that I'm not sure. Average emergency response time, I do have 3 to 5, because no matter what, we probably won't have the ambulance here in 3 to 5 minutes, but we can have the police department, etc. So we have to have phone numbers for everything, such as the poison control, the nurse, rape crisis hotline. I mean, there's a little bit of everything there. And then this one here is the capacity assessment, which, how many of our staff, they have for example, if any of our staff are EMT certified, how many of them actually speak more than 1 language to be able to help, former police experience, etc. And then certified train on de-escalation techniques. So I have to have all of that in place. And then, of course, section 2 is the prevention. I mean, I need to have, like, for example, here on health centers in behavioral mental health. So we have 2 of them from Roswell, and then we have, 1 from Roswell, and we have our social worker from here, which she's from the REC, and then the Artesia Family Health Center. And then, so they want to know how we communicate with the parents. So we have family newsletters, school emails, websites. We don't have nursing services website, but she still communicates with the parents. So basically, everything that we have, just check it off. There's internet safety. And there needs to be, and I posted this. I don't know if you saw it on my, it was in my newsletter, and I probably had it there for a couple of months, and hopefully people read it, but I have to have that in here. And it was part of, the safety plan. I knew that it was coming up, but then we got to have some resources, and here's the, the letter in Spanish, and then, of course, protection and mitigation. So we need to have all of that. Here's a threat assessment matrix. What it gives you like a step-by-step of what to do in case of a threat assessment. Here was suicide. Um, this one here, referrals for suicide assessment. So we have, quite a few resources from the, um, different places in Roswell or Artesia. And then we have to have a narrative as to, this one is Hagerman Middle School, but it's actually the high school. I need to change that. Um, that we are committed to the safety and the well-being of all the students in alignment with the best practices for mental health and suicide prevention. And it goes on, just to basically what we do. And then here is the response. What is it that we do? For example, the incident command system, you have to be on this one here, you have to be FEMA trained. And right now, I am the only one who is trained with FEMA. I have to have the other administrators take the course, but then just recently, with the government shutdown, they weren't able to be trained. So hopefully we'll get them, to be trained as soon as possible. But it tells you right here, like, for example, I have to have roles for like an incident commander, a school, what is the SRO, what will that person do, the facility officer, the school operations, etc. And then I have to have, like everybody, I have for the high school, these are the titles and these are the people that will be doing, like the different, like for example, school accountability officer, Andrew Rodriguez, teachers, I have Mr. Paul Lassard, the security staff will be Daniel, making sure that, the staff, they're okay. And so then we have teachers, accountability teacher number one. In case, we need anything so we have the food services here, we have the nurse, and then other teachers, and all of these are pretty much the high school staff. And then this one here, it's the emergency operations desktop manual, and basically, what it is for each one, what happens if there's an evacuation plan or an active shooter, etc. And then here it just tells you, the protocols for evacuation plan. This one here, if there's an evacuation plan, here is the map. And then, we go to the community center and, there's the address, etc. And then we have to have two places. So the secondary is actually Fatman's Beef Jerky. So here's the school and here's the beef jerky place. What happens if you have to do a shelter in place, lockdown procedure. So all of these, it just gives you step by step as to what needs to happen. An active shooter, we are having at the last board meeting, I requested to have the active shooter training so that the students actually, we have an early dismissal so that we can do this active shooter training. The last one we had was back in 23, so we definitely need to have another one because we have new staff. So then we have medical emergencies, what happens if you have a medical emergencies, fire special considerations, and then hazardous materials, natural hazards, earthquakes outside of the building, inside of the building, if you have flood, snowfall, high winds, and severe weather. So we have quite a bit of that here. Bomb threats, explosions. And this one is just a checklist, with some of the procedures for a bomb threat. Okay, fallen aircraft, hot air balloons, if anything like that happens, transportation emergencies. If we lose power or water and we have to have phone numbers, who do we call? Loss of power should be phoned to the district maintenance or operations, and then there's an 800 number. And then if the situation occurs after hours, then the maintenance and the operations emergency work orders line should be phoned at, and there's the phone numbers, and then my phone number and Gary's phone number. Okay, let's see. Missing student, Amber Alerts, media relations, and Destry, if you want me to add you to this one here as a district level, you know, PIO, which is like be able to provide and inform the media, I'll be more than happy to put you on there too. Let's see, and then special events. If you have athletic events and something happens, so we got to have all of those. The parent and the guardian notifications for emergency protocols. That was also, I don't know if you noticed that. I probably had it for a good, well, it's since October the 16th. That's when I put it up. And basically, it was a letter telling the parents, what we do in case there's like a fire. Like these are the ones that we conduct, and what that way we don't have to be letting people know every time. So we just let them know at the beginning of the school year. And, it says here that we want to ensure that they are fully informed about the emergency protocols that are in place to protect their kids during an unexpected situation. So basically, what happens and like for them not to rush to the school, but of course that's really hard. And then they can click here, and then it just gives them the letter, because what they want, it's a signed letter from me, and then it's in both languages, in English and in Spanish. And then of course there's the recovery, like for example the reunification site plan, which is the community center. That is the main one. And then Fat Men's beef jerky, discuss that. um, and then this one here is basically just a card for reunification. Most of the time, it is recommended that you don't have all this information just on your computer, because when it comes to something happening, they want us to have a hard copy, one for each kid, because if something happens, then you have all the information and it's just ready to go. And most of the time, if something happens, you can't really take your computer. So this one, it's the primary reunification location. Again, here's the community center. And again, here's the other one, Fat Men's. And then it tells us here what we need to do, in case if there's a reunification. And let's see. Okay, and then we have to have the assurances. The assurances, we need to make sure that we have assurance armed and unarmed security staff or police requirements. So basically, what it is that we need to do to make sure that we have we have an MOU with the police department, and so I have to have assurances that the team and the staff will be training, and I have to have training records, and all of that has to be uploaded. So for example, right here, this one here, there was a training that I had to attend, and I attended twice, August the 5th and August the 15th, which was a meeting with PED in regards to the safety plan. And then here is the FEMA courses that I had to take with the certificate. So I'm the only one who is trained right now, and I have to provide them with the certificate. I got the certificate back in 23, so I probably have to redo it again pretty soon. Then I have to include, for example, one SPED expert. That's Mr. Paul Lassard, an educator and an administrator, and then a trained staff, which is on oh my gosh, what is it called? I can't think of that one right now, but it's our counselor, it's Samantha Reed. And then I have to have, again, active shooter training, the program that we were trained, and we will be trained again. It's run, hide, and fight. This is the model, responding to crisis and active threats. So we had it. It was actually 825 of 23, but then we will have it again 123 of 26, and it will be provided by Palms and Associates. Other mandatory trainings that we have to have, all of the staff and the coaches, they have to have the AED training. We need to have CPR training, and of course, I have to submit a documentation roster. Then all of the staff, they need to have training through vector trainings, which it's an online program on bullying, recognition and full response, responding to bullying, and cyberbullying. And I have to submit the documentation for all of those. The anti-bullying and cyberbullying prevention. Again, we have vector trainings, responding to bullying, cyberbullying, bullying recognition and response. Um, I have to have investigators. So, for example, we are going to have the Stop It. So, the Stop It program, and basically who investigates the bullying. So, that would be I'm putting Cody Montes at the high school, and then Mr. Rodriguez. Um, this one here, this is another assurance that I have to have. For the first 4 weeks, I need to have 2 fire drills, which we have one every week. We have to have an evacuation drill, an active shooter drill. And then I have to make sure that I submit them with, which is right here. I have it right here. I have to have, here's the schedule. So Hagerman Municipal Schools, the emergency drill schedule sent to Hagerman, the Hagerman Fire Department and Chavez County Emergency Management on 7/31/25. We also contact the emergency management system 30 minutes before the drill is conducted. So we have the schedule for the entire year and when everything takes place. Okay, so there's let's see, it's right here. We need to have reunification team members and plan developing. This one is to be determined. So I do have the team for that. However, we need to get training on that a little bit more. And then we need to have psychological first aid for schools. So we had one. It's 8/14/25. That was an in-person. We had a Narcan training on 8/18/23. We had an in-person, but we definitely need to do that again. Social emotional learning, cultural awareness training that happened virtual and in person. We need to have youth mental health first aid, prepare crisis prevention and intervention training. Human trafficking awareness training. I don't have anything on that one because I haven't, I need to find somebody that would do something like that for the staff. So as you can see, it's very long, intense, and it was a lot of work. I got it done. I just, my only step right now is just to get the approval, be able to get the President Moss to be able to sign the assurance page. I do, and then I'll be able to send it by the end of the day, and hopefully we will get it approved. And if they don't approve it, we probably have to make corrections, but they're pretty good about letting us know this is what you need to correct, and then we send it off. I stand for questions. I know this is long.
Anybody have any questions for Ms. Reyes? Some of y'all can't even see it. She just scrolled through it, but she talked about everything.
Sounded good.
That's good.
Questions?
Yes.
Well, then, if no other questions, we just need to put it to vote, or we need a motion to approve, and then we put it to vote.
This is Trevor, and I make the motion to approve.
Moved by Trevor.
I'll second.
Second by Chris. Yeah. All right, we have to put a roll call vote. So all those in favor will say yes. All those opposed say no. We'll call out each one. So Trevor.
Yes.
Chris. Chris.
Yes.
Dusty.
Yes.
And Jennifer.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm a yes as well, Jennifer. So, all right, it's been approved, Ms. Reyes.
Thank you very much, Destry. If you have time, if you can send me your signed form, and then I will submit it. And thank you very much. And again, I appreciate your time. And
no problem. Yeah, I'll get it signed and sent back to you here in a minute. All right, I just need a motion to adjourn, and then we can go on, move on. So,
This
I'll
is
make the
Dusty.
motion.
moved by Chris. Is there a second?
I'll
This is
second.
Trevor, and I second.
Trevor, second by Trevor. Okay. All those in favor? Trevor,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Dusty,
Yeah.
and then Jennifer.
Yes.
All right. Meeting adjourned. Appreciate it. Thanks for everybody getting on.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you.